Hello everybody, I'm Jenna Ryan. Welcome to this Self-Love You video. I really appreciate you for being here. I'm just so hungry to share my story and to share what I know with you guys. And I'm so appreciative, I'm so appreciative that for the people on YouTube who are sharing their stories and sharing the information that you guys are sharing. I can't even thank you enough in the child abuse and narcissism communities, because without you, I would not be here today. I would not be here without the help of everybody pitching into this conversation. And so I have a great desire to pitch into the conversation as well, because I feel like my words somehow may reach the proper ears and may help someone. I know that when you were abused as a child and you're overcoming narcissistic abuse or just physical abuse, sexual abuse, any kind of abuse, the one thing that is so soothing is to hear someone else who has gone through it too and maybe gotten a little bit of victory in certain areas, or even can just say, you know what I mean, who can have synchronicity with you, who can really understand. It just helps. It soothes the heart. It's healing to the heart whenever I'm able to sit there and listen to Ollie Matthews and all these other beautiful people. I don't even know everybody's name, but I watch every single video. I love them because even though it's just a beautiful thing what's happening on YouTube and on the web as a whole. And I believe that there will be a time in the future where people don't have to go through the things that I had to go through, because we all can come online and get help a lot faster. You can save many years of your life. Today, after I have undergone a tremendous amount of healing, I have a beautiful, happy, and whole life. But there was a time when that was not the case. And so I had to learn things kind of backwards, kind of from the school of hard knocks, because I was raised in an environment where I was abused in many ways. I'm not going to go into details, but I will say I was physically and emotionally devastated and destroyed as a child. And so it's really hard for me to say that and then get back on track. Today I want to talk to you about vampires, emotional vampires. And when you grow up in an environment where you're expected to give, and you don't really have a voice, and your needs are not met, and you don't even know what your needs are, and your needs are not even acknowledged, and your needs are, you have to swallow your needs and not have any needs, and you have to swallow your feelings and not have any feelings, and you're groomed to just give, to be a giver, to be codependent, dependent on other people. Whenever this happens to you, you grow up in an environment. When you grow up in an environment like that, you are going to experience, okay, let me fix my hair. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to touch it again. You are going to experience difficulties in your relationships when you are older, because you may have had to become a certain way in order to grow up and hit the developmental milestones you needed to hit and keep the connection and bond going with your parents. However, when you grow up, if you have those same people-pleasing behaviors, you're going to be trampled on. And you're also going to be prey for people who are unscrupulous and who will destroy you and harm you, and predators that will exploit you and will sadistically abuse you. And you won't know what's coming because you have a trauma bond that was created in childhood, and that same bond keeps repeating itself over and over again as repetition compulsion until you get healing of the inner wounds that occurred when you were a child. So back to the point at hand. The point at hand is energy vampires. So whenever you are raised that way, you grow up and you begin to encounter energy vampires. It's almost like you're a feeding trough for energy vampires, because you've never been taught you even have a self or a right or boundaries. And so therefore, you're just like a house without any walls. All the valuables are sitting right out there. It's like after a tornado, all your valuables are right there, and any thief can come up and steal. One thing that energy vampires come in many different shapes and sizes, and they will all find you if you don't have any boundaries, and if you're a people pleaser, and if you have a need. If you have needs, that were not met in childhood, then you're still going to be trying to get those met. And if you are, the energy vampire will come in and pretend to be able to meet those needs and maybe give you a little taste of getting your needs met, but then will sadistically exploit you and take advantage of you and try to get control over you and try to get power over you and try to dominate you and try to get their self-esteem by ruling and controlling you. So an energy vampire is somebody that you really have to watch out for. And they come on, not only are they all in all shapes and sizes, but they're also at different levels. Like you may conquer energy vampires at the obvious level, like the drama queen, but then you've also got to conquer energy vampires on the subtle covert level as well. And it's just, you know, new level, new devil. You heal a little bit more, and then you come up against a deeper devil, one that's a little bit trickier. It is that severe. It's really hardcore. So if you don't do something about this and set boundaries and begin to understand what energy vampires are all about, you can end up living a life that is completely and totally not your own. And you can end up being upset and hurt and picking up other people's emotions and doing things that are absolutely unauthentic to your true self and not in line with your highest good. So back to energy vampires. Energy vampires are people who there are people out there, newsflash, there are people out there who can only be satisfied, who can only get energy from other people. They, for whatever reason, cannot generate their own good feelings and their own positive energy. And the only way that they can feel good about themselves is by dominating, controlling, exploiting, or sadistically abusing another person. This can be overt or it can be covert. So I've already explained that. So what you want to do is you want to be very careful as an adult who now you have the resources to take care of business. You want to be very careful to steer clear of people who are going to suck you dry, who are going to take your energy, and who are going to cut you emotionally and maybe even financially and take advantage of you and leave you like a piece of toilet paper after they are done. That's what you want to stop in your life. And if you've gone through any abuse, you may have been groomed to cater to people who want to take advantage of you and who want to exploit you and treat you like a dog. So energy vampires are very deceptive because they will come to you in the beginning as if they are an angel of light. They will come to you as if they have the answer for you, as if they care about you. They will hang on your every word. They will do you special favors. They'll be extra nice to you. And if you're someone who has need of to feel somebody to tell you you're pretty, someone to come and get you and take you on a trip, or somebody to make you feel special, somebody to invite you to something else, you know, if you don't feel like you're enough in and of yourself, then you're going to fall for the trick, because these energy vampires will give a little. And they hope that the law of reciprocity will cause you to give more. And if you were raised in an environment where you were such a giver, you're going to give and give and give and give. And you may not even be able to receive a lot of times. I mean, sometimes people get so messed up in childhood, they can't even receive what it is that they need so badly. And so the fact that an energy vampire is around and taking everything they've got, they don't even notice because they don't know how to hold on to their own container. So everybody has a limited amount of energy. You only have so much energy when you wake up in the morning. Okay? Your energy is supposed to be spent on bettering your life. Contrary to popular belief, if you were raised in an abusive environment, your job is to make yourself happy and comfortable and peaceful and content. That's literally your job. Your job is to reach your goals and to take good care of yourself and make sure that you're comfortable. These energy vampires will take you off the course of your highest good. They'll come along and let's just talk about the basic level. Drama queen, energy vampire. This is somebody who doesn't look you in the eye necessarily, not for a real conversation like you and me. We're really, really talking. Well, not really, but I'm really talking to you. I'm talking from my heart, okay? An energy vampire does not talk from the heart. An energy vampire is going to be someone who's always on their phone, yeah, while you're out to dinner with them, or, yeah, they never are able to listen to you. And you may not even notice this. Again, if you were raised in that way, you may not even notice that this person is completely ignoring you. Yet, whenever they have something going on in their life, suddenly they expect you to drop everything and come rushing to help. But it's not a help in emotional sense. It's just a real surface. They want your mind. They want you to be thinking about them. Okay, so that's one kind. That's just a complete drama queen narcissist. Then you also have people who are also like that, but then they also create drama. So they gossip and create triangles, relational triangles. So they cause Susie to be not like Joe, and they love to create triangles. Any of you who have had experience with narcissistic abuse or narcissists, you understand that these people are wicked, but they're not all on that level, but there are many who are on that level. So these are people who cause triangles, and you can get caught up in these stupid triangles because you don't even know what's happening. You don't even know that you're being lured into a situation where this energy vampire has created a triangle, and you're all up in arms over this drama that you have nothing to do with. When really you should be spending your time by yourself rather than that person, or with friends who can actually look you in the eye and talk to you, and who aren't gossiping about others in order to create triangles because they have nothing better to do, and that's the only way that they get enjoyment. So anytime you see someone creating triangles, like, you can just sense it. It's really hard to explain. It's like, somebody will call you and tell you something about somebody else, and it really shows up when they do it back to you. And you're like, okay, this person's creating a triangle. Look that up on Google because it's a good thing to know about. So energy vampires will create triangles so that you will get sucked up into the energy abyss. And you're not thinking about your highest good. You're not thinking about your own comfort. You're not getting your needs met. You're not meeting their needs. Well, you're meeting their needs by being all wrapped up in their drama and falling for their drama, their triangle type of thing. Another way an energy vampire will hurt you is to attack you in ways. It could be very blatant, like, if you get into a snake pit of people, of a bunch of narcissists, they may cause the whole group to turn against you, or they may set it up. They plan, they plot. They may set it up and plot and plan so that other people are abusing you, so they're abusing you by proxy. What happens when you're abused and when you're attacked psychologically is you get knocked off of your truth. You get knocked off of center, and you begin to generally react. You react in an angry way because the person just totally sliced your throat, threw you under the bus. So you react, and then if you are not aware of what's going on, and you've been abused and you're a people pleaser and all of those things, you may even take the blame because you get so angry at what just happened, even though they're the person who psychologically attacked you. And so you really have to understand blame and what's going on. How are they attacking me? Because sometimes the attack is not obvious. Sometimes it's under the surface. Sometimes it's a jab. Sometimes it's an insult or something that you can't even really pinpoint. You can't tell anybody what just happened in order to do some reality testing because it just doesn't make sense. But when you're in the midst of it and you're being abused in that fashion, you're being psychologically attacked, you know it, you feel it, but you may not know where, unless you're really self-aware. And that's why it's so important to get self-awareness and to meditate and use mindfulness and monitor your self-talk and all kinds of things. There's all kinds of things to healing from child abuse recovery, to being a child abuse survivor and healing from that, and from being abused by narcissists. Okay, so if someone psychologically attacks you, what they're doing is they're attempting to suck your energy. Because when you're psychologically attacked, you're going to think about it. Have you ever had someone do something to you and you keep thinking about it over and over and over and over? And you keep thinking about, is it my fault? Is it their fault? Well, the narcissist has just won if you are sitting there and feeling that way and thinking like that. Because what the narcissist doesn't care if you're thinking good about them or bad about them, as long as you're thinking about them. And this is the malignant kind, malignant narcissist. Now, you've got people with all different levels of narcissism. Some of it's healthy, a little bit's healthy. But when you start getting overboard and you start trying to suck narcissistic supply from people in your environment, then that's when it becomes toxic. And those people are dangerous and you must stay away from them. And some of the indicators of what a dangerous energy vampire narcissist will do is what I'm telling you in this video right now. So we've got triangles and psychological attack. It's kind of hard to keep my stuff straight. I've got this all written down somewhere. So an energy vampire will try to get you to be mad or try to somehow control how you're feeling and how you're thinking. And they will do this using a variety of tactics. They want you to only be happy when they're around. They want to be the source of your happiness. They want to be the source of your misery. And it is a really horrible thing to be depleted at the end of the day. Whenever all that energy you could have used on bettering your own life and bettering your own self, but for some reason you're depleted, and it's simply because the relationships around you are not likely fulfilling and they're not giving. You're not getting anything back. You're just wrapped up in this energy vampire. Now, whenever you're raised in a bad environment where you're not properly developed as a person and you don't have a sense of self that's strong enough, then you're going to be the type of person who focuses on others, who focuses on how others are feeling, on what others are doing, because you don't really have a self to come home to and you don't really know how to focus on yourself. And maybe you don't know how to give to yourself and nurture yourself and soothe yourself. So what do? You abandon yourself and focus on the energy vampire. Energy vampires can also be the kind of people who have massive problems. This can include addiction. Someone who, just you talk to them and they've just got so many problems. I mean, you're just like, dude, that's a lot of problems. Now, it's one thing to have problems that you're overcoming. With an energy person, with an energy psychic vampire, energy vampire, they're just going to have, there's just a feeling to them. They're not helping themselves. All they're doing is complaining. And they're continuing on the same cycle. They're not doing anything. They're not, a tree by its fruit. They don't have any fruit that they're displaying for overcoming these problems that they have, That's like a borderline person who's threatening suicide all the time or whatever. Or a narcissist who, a lot of narcissists, they have these problems because they know if they have problems, they can get attention. And if they can find somebody who's weak and doesn't have a good sense of self, then they're going to try to get that person to become interested in them and try to get that person to help them. And that person becomes all wrapped up in their problems. And then what do? They take all the energy and don't give back. Whenever it comes time for you to need help, they're gone. They're nowhere to be found. Suddenly, they don't have time for you. Sometimes they completely discard you. That would be with the severe malignant narcissist. They'll discard your butt. They'll take everything you have, then blame you for not having anything left, and then discard your butt, leave you on the side of the road. They don't care. And that's the problem, is these people are sucking energy from you, but they don't care about you. And a lot of times we don't believe that because we would never not care about someone else, and that's not how we are. Unfortunately, there are people who think nothing like you. The people that are energy vampires that will suck the blood out of you and leave you high and dry are people who do not think anything like you. They do not have a heart. All they think about is how to get what they want, what they need, which is energy from a weak person who's going to just give it all up. And usually that weak person has some really good characteristics that make that person special, but somehow, in some way, they're wounded. And this energy vampire is like a maggot that sucks on the wounds of abused people who do not know how to protect themselves. And so another thing about energy vampires is they're ruthless. I mean, they will take complete advantage of you, and they don't give a shit about you. They don't care about you at all. And that's one thing that's very difficult to understand. Even if this is a parent, a sibling, a spouse, it doesn't matter. If somebody is an energy vampire, they are only thinking about themselves. They're only thinking about power. They're only thinking about control, and they're thinking about one-upping you. Sometimes energy vampires will try to get you into their scene by tricking you into thinking that they're going to provide you with the needs that you want to have met. And this could be a friend, this could be a parent, this could be a boyfriend. And they're like trying to make you think that they're going to be there for you. And then they create this gigantic scenario of how great they are. And then at that moment that you need them, it happens. They pull the rug out and they laugh their ass off at you because you're the fool. James, that talks about narcissism, he's like, you're the fool. Talks about narcissism, he's that robot guy who talks about narcissism for men who are abused.com. But yeah, they call you a fool, and they sadistically laugh at you, and you're sitting here writhing in pain, and because you believed that this person cared about you, and this person was meeting your needs, and then the person rips the rug out from under you, and you're suddenly left with the realization that this person just pulled the wool over your eyes and just took everything you had, and you were stupid enough to believe them, and it's really rough. That is, they've just sucked your energy because they've gotten you off course. And so it's really important to, I mean, you can literally be hijacked by an energy vampire if you don't know what's going on. I've lost years. An energy vampire can be a person. It can also be an institution. You know, institutions can suck you dry. Anything that is taking you off of your path, which is your comfort, your happiness, your contentment, your peace, your highest good, anybody that does that is somebody that is sucking you dry, and you've got to put up boundaries and set limits. And definitely stay away from people who show malignant narcissistic traits or anything off. So I know I had some more stuff to say. So energy vampires, it's really frustrating whenever you get duped by an energy vampire, especially after you feel like you're really, really smart and you should know by now. And then you get a deeper energy vampire. Like the last one was nothing. Now you get the kind that look like angels. Because sometimes they're not going to come to you like a devil. They're going to come to you like an angel, like the answer that you've always wanted. So one of the ways that I have used to protect myself from energy vampires is that if I have requirements, okay? If you're going to be in my life, and if you're going to be my friend, if you're going to be, I don't care if you're a relative, I don't care who you are. If you want to be in my life, then you have to fit my criteria. And I have criteria that you must fit. And I have needs that you must meet bare minimum if you want to be in my life. One of those needs is I need you to look me in the eye when we talk. And I need you to hear what I say, and I need you to be able to, I need to know that I am registering with this person and they can hear me. However, I have found that just because someone can hear you doesn't mean they're not or pretend, because a lot of these toxic people can pretend to have emotions, and they're feigning emotions, and it's real tricky, especially if you don't have the natural warning signs and you have trauma bonds left over from childhood. You're going to let people in that are dangerous. So, but that a requirement to me is you've got to look me in the eye, and you can't be texting while talking to me. I mean, if that is what you do, I'm pretty strict. I'm not even attracted to that. I don't care who you are. If you're going to do that to me, we're not talking. We're not going to, now I'm not going to be rude to you. I'll be your acquaintance, but I'm not going to sit there and have a friendship with somebody who's not going to talk to me and look at me. I mean, no thanks. Okay? Also, you have to treat me with respect at all times, or it ain't happening. And I have gotten to a place where, because of the abuse I endured in my life, where if you mess up, you're out of there. I don't keep people around and then talk behind their back. I don't keep people around and allow them to hurt me. I have learned to get rid of people who are hurting you immediately, because I have found along the road of my healing journey that once you do that, you become free and happy. Okay? So after that, so you have to have these certain criteria. If not, I'm going to kick you out of my life. Period. And so I feel like I'm talking so long. My God, I have so much to say. I can't wait to get it all out. It's like I feel like I have so much to say, and then I come on here and I can't think of it. I need to write it all down, but then it's like in a pile of papers somewhere. I don't know where I wrote it, somewhere. So just know that people are going to try to take advantage of you if you don't have good boundaries and you don't have a good sense of self. That people will sense that, and they will take advantage of you, and they will suck your energy. Your energy is not for other people. Your energy is for yourself, and you're supposed to hold on to your stuff and take care of yourself. And that, you want to be responsible to the people in your life, like your children. I mean, your children are paramount. They get everything. So I'm not talking about kids. I'm talking about people. People only get so much energy. Keep some of your energy for you, and hopefully keep a vast majority. You're going to need it to do and accomplish all the things, just to stay sane and to stay healthy and to stay happy and to stay clear. Okay, so I guess I'm done talking about energy vampires. I hope this helps somebody. Love you. Talk to you soon.